Good morning, my name is Debbie Brown, and welcome to the Chamber's Meet the Candidate. This morning I have with me Bill Turnipseed, and I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what you're running for.
I am Bill Turnipseed. I'm running for Alderman for the city of Danbury. I'm currently serving in that position.
Okay. We have contact information for Alderman Turnipseed that will be listed there, so you'll have every way to contact you, and so we won't have you list that right away. So let's jump right in and answer some questions. Is that all right?
Sure.
Okay, great. Why, in your opinion, are you qualified for this position? And what sets you apart from other candidates in this race, especially as it pertains to interests of business and small business owners?
Well, I feel I'm qualified. I've served on council and as mayor off and on since 2006. I've been through a lot with the city. And as a small business, when I retired, I worked for Amoco Chemicals for 30 years. I retired and I started a small business. So I know how difficult it is when you don't have the experience to start a small business.
Right. Great. Okay. How important is it for the city to purchase items local and services from local vendors when possible? How committed to the shop local motto are you? And what have you done to encourage the city and its citizens to keep their tax dollars in Danbury as much as possible?
Well, Danbury does. We shop locally as much as possible. You know, Danbury doesn't have a lot of things we need, but we do shop at the dollar store for office supplies, things that we can get there, dog food, things for that. But we buy a lot of here in Angleton. We have an accounts with Lake Hardware. We get a lot of our equipment from there.
Yeah.
We buy some paper supplies from business in Lake Jackson. We try to shop local when possible, just because of the convenience of getting it quicker and knowing the people you're dealing with.
Right.
When you order something online or from the bigger businesses, you don't have a personal contact that you do with the local businesses. Now we do, you know, the big equipment and stuff, we have to shop around and find where we can get the best deals on it. But locally, we try to shop local as much as possible. And right. I encourage everybody to, because every dollar you spend in Danbury, part of it comes back as taxes to help with the city keep running the business.
Right. Great. All right, our next question. What do you see as Danbury's greatest challenge in the next decade? And how can you, as an elected official, help face those challenges?
Well, we have a aging infrastructure. We've got streets that's been there for years. Fortunately we've been able to repair some, we've repaved some, and we'll continue to do that and then we have some old water lines. In 2003 we replaced a lot of water lines, and we get community development block grant money every few years. We've replaced more water lines. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to work on getting water lines replaced and getting our streets repaved. Last year, or year before last now, we raised our city sales tax 0.5%, which is allowed by law, with all the extra 0.5 cent going towards street repairs. And we've got a certain amount in that, and we'll use that along with other tax money and the money we can get to repair as many streets as possible.
I know that feeling, having those streets repaired.
And as an elected official, just continue to work with the community and keep our interlocal agreement with the county that we can get these repairs done as cheaply or inexpensively as possible.
Right. Great. How do you plan to familiarize yourself with issues that come before the council that would specifically affect or regulate business?
Well, I'm willing to meet with anybody that has a proposal and wanting to bring a business to Danbury or even to improve their business. I think council's been very receptive to working with small businesses. That's all we have in Danbury, is small business. We have restaurants and things like that, and you know, we want them to grow. We want them to do well. The big thing is when the Dollar General came in a number of years ago, that really helped our sales tax, and it's been a great asset to Danbury. If you drive by there, the parking lot always has somebody in it, and we want to encourage businesses like that to locate in Danbury.
Right. Great. Okay, describe the models, tools, or incentives that other communities in Texas are using successfully that you would support to encourage business including job creation and retention in Danbury, and boost economic development. Do you believe that we could benefit by watching other cities and what they are doing?
Sure, I know the county and some of the cities offer tax incentives. You know, they'll lower a tax rate for a number of years, or even stop the property tax for a few years. I don't know that we can totally do that, but I think we can work with a business to do that. And then to ease regulations. You know, the government places so many regulations on businesses. We as a small community need to do what we can to encourage that. If a regulation is there, it just hinders something which doesn't benefit. Why have it? You know, we want to work with the businesses, do what we can to encourage them to grow and flourish there in Danbury.
Right. Okay. In your discussion with voters, what concerns or issue has been raised that has surprised you the most? And what are your suggestions for dealing with this?
Well, one of the biggest things that you see on the social media is that the city council and mayor don't care, and we won't talk to anybody. I've been willing to talk to anybody. Nobody calls. When I was mayor, I had business cards printed, had my cell phone number on it. They were at City Hall, and City Hall has my number now. I've told them, give it out if somebody wants to talk to me. Just the other day, I was going toward Corsicana, and a gentleman called, or I got a text from city secretary asking me to call somebody. I called them, and hopefully we resolved the issue they had answered the questions. But people say that we're not available. You know, I'm available. I'm around the community. I go to any event, any fundraiser, anything going on. I'm generally there. I'll talk to people. It just amazes me that you say nobody will talk to them, but they won't call.
Right.
Or you'll see on social media they're talking about have some dirty water on our street. I go up to City Hall. I saw this. Does anybody call? Nobody's called. We can't do anything if you don't call and address the issue. We're willing to work with you. It's just we're not unavailable, but we definitely need to be called.
Right. Right. Okay. How would you improve the operation and efficiency of the office of alderman or council? And how do you view the relationship between the business community in Danbury and the city? How would you change that picture? Well,
I think the relationship between the business community and Danbury, city council and the city, is good. We've worked with them. We're open and receptive to things that can help improve the operation efficiency of the office of mayor and council. I really don't know. I think we're doing pretty well. Some of the perception is that we're not, but it's just I think they don't really know. You know, people aren't aware. How we would change that picture? I'd encourage people to come to city council. We've been having a lot of people come there and come there and talk to us.
Right.
Call and visit with us. We're willing to talk.
Great. Okay, an easy one. What issues compelled you to run for alderman, and where do you stand on them?
Well, as everybody knows, we had an issue with some theft of city money. And that took place while I was on council. Once we found that it was happening, we resolved the issue. We're working toward gaining our money back and getting able to do things again. I almost didn't run because my wife didn't want me to, but I felt I needed to run to get the city turned back around, get us back on sound financial standing again. But I will go ahead and announce it now. If I'm elected, this will be my last term. I'll be 70 the next time election comes up. It's time for somebody else to have a chance at it. But I would encourage people to support the current council. I think we're doing as well as we can under the circumstances, and we'll continue to do so.
All right, those are all of my questions. Do you have any additional comments you'd like to throw out there? Let the people know. Like I said, your contact information will be listed, so he wants you to call.
Yeah, I'm available. Call me, talk to me. I can't guarantee you that I'll resolve every issue, but I will do my best to accommodate you. And as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else, you know, we'll work with you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for being with us today and answering our questions. Again, this is Alderman Bill Turnipseed running for alderman. And if you have any questions, you've got the contact information. Please give me a call or contact the chamber. Thank you for joining us.